Hi, I am actually making an update to the first video I made about my endometrial cancer. Sorry it took so long. I've been very busy with the High Holy Days. I'm Jewish, by the way. The High Holy Days coming up and through, and with recovering and all from my surgery. I had a full hysterectomy, laparoscopic hysterectomy, where they took my uterus, my ovaries, my fallopian tubes, my lymph nodes, my cervix, what have you, and part of my vagina. It was uncomfortable. I'm still dealing with some after effects. I'm still having a little bit of digestive issues as a result. I do have an appointment with a genetic counselor because in my family, cancer does run in it, especially colon, breast, and colon, breast, and ovarian cancer in the family. So they're trying to see if there's a chance that, there is Lynch syndrome in the mix. So that's going on. Also, I am setting up a time for a colorectal exam or colonoscopy, which is nerve-wracking. But I want to know if there's something going on with that. I am going to bring up some lab results, so we all know. This way I can kind of key you in on what happened with me. Let me see. I was lucky in that they were able to get what they had to get in time, and I did have a couple of relatively large growths that were malignancies within my uterus, and then I had cancerous material throughout my uterus, but they were able to get all of it because both my OBGYN and my oncologist were very proactive, and I was very lucky that way. And thank goodness for, Austin, obstetrics and gynecology, Texas oncology, because they're just fabulous. I was able to get that in time, and I have to say that, it was also really great that I was able to get great surgeons too, as far as being able to go to a great hospital too with great anesthesiologists. And I had two surgeries. I had a hysteroscopy and a D&C, and then I had the full hysterectomy. And I was very lucky in that I didn't have an issue both times, and I was lucky in that I had the same nursing staff and the same anesthesiologist both times, which was really great. And I also, I'm lucky in that I have a wonderful family, to help me um, with my recovery. Uh, it was not easy, but I have to say, if it would have been harder if it wasn't laparoscopic. I can't even imagine what it would have been like if it wasn't laparoscopic. When I went in the first day, um, everybody was great. I was prepped for surgery. I went in at 7 a.m. for surgery. It was about 2.5 hours. I think the longest wait afterwards in recovery, from what I understand, was just making sure I got into a room safely. I mean, with everything that's going on in Texas with COVID-19, I think that's really a priority with patients these days in Texas. I mean, to say the least, and that's just a public health concern. I'm not being political or anything. Um, so once I was in the room, and the nice thing I have to say about St. David's and many of the hospitals down here in Texas is they don't have roommates. You get a private room, and it is very, very peaceful. And my husband was able to stay with me that night, which was delightful. And it was so nice. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better thing to have happened, because it's so difficult when you're by yourself and you're going through something like that, because you don't want to be alone sitting in a hospital room all night long, by yourself. You just don't. Not when you're going through something like that. So my husband stayed with me all night, and he had a nice big Barcalounger. Um, and next day, I was up and around and walking, and I walked the hall. I think it was like twice or three times, and later on that day, I went home. It was a good week to 2 weeks, I'd say, before I was really feeling back to myself. Um, I've had a couple of hiccups where I felt like my digestion was just not good. Um, I've also had issues where I felt like my urinary tract was off. A lot of times they say that because everything is kind of settling and finding its place, because you're taking organs out of yourself. You're removing everything, they take organs out of you, so everything's kind of finding its place and getting used to things again, without, you know, without a cervix and without ovaries and fallopian tubes and uterus and, you know, part of a vagina and all those lymph nodes and all of that. So, uh, so I'm just, I think that was part of it. Um, and I also had, I was also dealing with constipation from all of the painkillers from that time, during that time when I was in the hospital, and then part of the time when I was home. Um, so I was very happy once I didn't need them anymore, because that was hell on earth. Um, I Yeah, I hate painkillers. I hate them, because if there's anything worse when you're having surgery, is that you when you have painkillers, you are so constipated. It's unbelievable. It's the worst part. TMI, I know, but it's the worst. And then, oh gosh, what's the other thing like that happened? Um, oh, and I'd say over the I started having symptoms of menopause. I think probably maybe about 3.5 weeks afterwards, I started getting like sweats and things. I don't like to take because I had endometrial cancer. I can't really take hormones to regulate any side effects from like menopause. So I kind of have to deal with all of it. So if I get a if I get like a night sweat, I go into the bathroom, I'll splash my face with water, and I'll turn on the air conditioning or just turn on the ceiling fan or have the ceiling just take the blanket, just take the blanket down or the sheet and just let my face get blown on by the ceiling fan because honestly, it's like, what can I do? You know? Um, it's it's very uncomfortable. Um, I find that I get cold all the time now. Other than getting like hot flashes from time to time, I'm cold all the time. But I've also been on a weight loss regime, and I have lost over 40 pounds, which I'm really happy about because I had fatty liver disease before all of this. So I am losing weight at the same time. So this is quite a journey I'm on. So, yeah. And with all of that in mind, I'm gonna also let me read what I was supposed to read on. I don't know why this isn't coming up right now. I don't know. I had primary malignant neoplasm of the endometrium, which is and I was in, I believe, stage 1, which I was lucky. I had inflammatory disorders of the ovary and fallopian tubes with broad ligaments. So, let's see. I had cysts on my ovaries and let's see, what else? Yeah. Oh, and I'm also suffering with hypothyroidism. You know. And so I am going through a lot. But, you know, I will be, sticking with my oncologist until for 5 years. I mean, and I'm hoping against hope to stay clear of cancer. But we'll see. And I'm hoping it didn't that I don't have like colon cancer. So that's my next step. Otherwise, that's all I have to say. And I hope that this update finds y'all well. Anyway, this is a holiday for me, so I'm going to be letting you go. Today is Simchat Torah, And I think that I'm going to do just that. Sit back and read a little bit of Parsha Bereshit and relax and pray a little too, because that's a good part of it. And, you know, it helps me find some peace. And I have to say that that has really, really helped me during this time. You know, so I hope that y'all are doing well and that you have a wonderful autumn. Thank you. Bye.